The family is happily posing for a family portrait, but behind the photographer sits an adopted black boy. Despite his father's objections, his mother insisted that the boy join them for the photo. Mike was a bit surprised and awkwardly stood behind Mrs. Toohey. The moment the photographer snapped the shot, this burly black boy felt the warmth of family for the first time. Mike is only 16 years old, but nearly 2 meters tall, weighing 300 pounds, with feet larger than a girl's head. He's been withdrawn since childhood, largely because his mother was a drug addict. Having never known his father, he's been drifting from place to place. For years, he was passed around, like a football, by a dozen foster families. That night, he overheard his foster parents arguing loudly again, complaining he ate too much, and telling him to get out. But in truth, these foster parents were just claiming government subsidies. Mike was used to wandering, scavenging leftover popcorn when hungry, sleeping in the school gym when tired, until Mrs. Toohey appeared, changing his life forever. Mrs. Toohey instantly saw through his humble defiance. She glanced back at her husband and son, and the decision was made. Come on, where are we going? Oh, because the guest room was packed with clutter, they had Mike settle on the couch for the night. She told him to come upstairs if he needed anything. But back in her room, she started second-guessing. A black kid from the projects. Could this go wrong? It's just for one night, right? You don't think he'll steal anything, do you? Mrs. Toohey felt guilty for doubting her kindness. She still worried Mike might cause trouble. But the next morning, anxiously heading downstairs, she discovered Mike had left early and neatly folded the sofa bedding. Stunned by this grateful gesture, she felt ashamed of her suspicion. She rushed out to ask Mike to stay one more day. He's going? Oh no. Are you spending Thanksgiving with your family? As Thanksgiving dinner was served, Collins offered Mike a plate. Afraid of eating too much, he served himself modest portions of fried rice and greens, then quietly took a small piece of bread, while the family ate comfortably watching football on the couch. Mrs. Toohey noticed Mike eating alone at the dining table. Focused on his Thanksgiving meal, she turned off the TV, gathering everyone for grace at the table. Collins immediately extended her hand, while SJ motioned to Mike. He froze. It was the first time anyone had reached for his hand. Mrs. Toohey was thrilled because it was Michael, who made this Thanksgiving special. She looked Michael over, feeling something was missing, so she suggested taking him shopping for new clothes. But Michael, feeling self-conscious, refused, saying he had clothes and didn't need more. They drove to the neighborhood where Michael used to live, but Michael noticed some thugs eyeing Mrs. Toohey. Let's go get them. Don't get out. Who's gonna help you carry your clothes? Michael, don't get out. Mrs. Toohey looked outside, as the thugs made crude gestures and taunted Michael. Ignoring them, Michael walked toward his mother's house. But approaching it, he saw the house had been foreclosed by the court. Heartbroken, he sat by the wall, tears welling up, knowing he'd been abandoned again. She went home. Ouch. We can come back. I'll move to a better place. After browsing the store, Mrs. Toohey remained unsatisfied. Clothes in Michael's size were scarce. This is it? This is all you have? Why? Does it say big and tall on the sign? Big and tall? You need bigger and taller. I'm Fina. That evening, she asked Michael if he'd considered staying long-term as Michael's emergency contacts for the family. She smiled at this, but also learned Michael's grades were at the bottom of the class. But one test placed him in the top 2% nationwide. Protective instincts. Mrs. Toohey didn't yet realize that Mike possessed extraordinary talent for a particular sport. This unique gift would ultimately transform his life. The next day, Mrs. Toohey prepared Mike's room with thoughtful details and everything he needed. She even had a bed frame custom made when none fit his size. Mike stood frozen, overwhelmed by the sight. It's mine? Yes, sir, but I've never had one before. Your own room, I bet. Their eyes met, but she quickly looked away. You have one now. She couldn't comprehend. A boy passed through countless homes over a decade, never owning even a bed. Though Mrs. Toohey projected strength, Mike's story pierced her heart repeatedly. Beneath Mike's awkwardness lay deep sensitivity. Hearing her choked breath, he considered comforting her, but chose to withdraw quietly. Meanwhile, others watched over Mike. His teacher noticed his uniqueness from day one. Though he left test blanks untouched, he drew a lone boat on the back, himself adrift, symbolizing his isolation at this white school. When colleagues dismissed Mike as slow, this teacher spoke up again. I don't think he has any idea of what I'm teaching. And how would you know if he did? He won't even talk. He writes. His name. Barely. Someone tossed this in the trash. I look around. White. Everything's white here. White walls, white floors. So many white faces. Teachers don't realize. I'm completely lost in class. I shut everyone out, especially the teachers. They assign homework expecting me to solve problems on my own. Never touched homework before. I escape to the bathroom, stare at my reflection. This isn't me. Doesn't belong here. Those white walls closing it. Prejudice builds invisible walls. But love breaks through like dawn. Miss Sullivan became my ray of hope, staying after classes. 4 one-on-one tutoring sessions. I started opening up, my grades improving slowly. Other teachers joined her mission, their prejudice melting in the warmth of kindness. At dinner that night, when Sean mentioned his 85 restaurants, I felt wasteful, instead of impressed. What happens to all the restaurant leftovers? Well, cooked food gets discarded. Unfortunately, such waste. Couldn't we sell it? Maybe donate it? Look into that, Mr. O'Hare. Mike's quiet kindness was shaping his younger brother. It was this gentle spirit that later inspired Mrs. Tuohy's life-changing decision. As they headed home, Mike spotted someone familiar. He rushed to confirm before embracing him tightly. During the drive home, Mrs. Tuohy couldn't resist asking, "Who was that boy you hugged back there?" "He's my brother." "Well, we'd really like to meet him sometime. Would that be okay? I don't know where he stays." "When was the last time you saw him?" "When I was little. Maybe. It's been years." Mike recognized his brother instantly, sharing the same traumatic childhood as half-brothers. Mike yearned for family connection, yet compared to his brother, he was fortunate. Living with the Tuohys, Mike focused on his studies, making significant strides and earning a varsity football tryout. But as a beginner, he struggled with basic rules and couldn't grasp the coach's instructions. Balloon? There are balloons? His instinct is to avoid violence in tense situations, and that shows on the field. This kid, he acts like he doesn't want to hit anybody. Blitzing a ball. Not sure he's ever going to be a player. I can't believe I cashed in all my favors to get him into this school. I thought you called it your Christian duty. Never played before? Yeah, and he won't play this fall unless he improves dramatically by then. Me to be a star football player. You don't want to let them down. SJ was very strict with Mike, and Mike never thought of giving up. Their relationship grew closer. As Mike grew closer to the Tuohys, rumors reached Lee, and at a gathering, friends made crude jokes about Mike, comparing him to a giant and claiming he'd bankrupt her husband's restaurant. Lee brushed it off, but the snobbish socialites pressed further. "What will your daddy say? Before or after he turns over in his grave? I don't need y'all to approve my choices, but I do ask that you respect them. You have no idea what this boy's, but we didn't really. I think what you're doing is so great. To open up your home to him. I know you're changing that boy's life." "No. Please change my mind. That's awesome for you. But what about Collins? What about Collins? Aren't you worried? I mean, even just a little? He's a boy. A large black boy, sleeping under the same roof. Shame on you." Lee did change Mike's life, but she hadn't considered her daughter's feelings. So she seriously asked her daughter if she felt uncomfortable living with Mike. But her daughter proved far more mature than expected. "They're stupid kids. Who cares what they say? And don't worry about SJ. He enjoys all he proudly introduces Michael as his big brother." His daughter's response made him pleasantly surprised. This further solidified his decision. Collins unexpectedly witnessed Michael interacting warmly with young girls at school, revealing his gentle nature. When classmates hesitated to sit near Michael, Collins immediately stepped up, joining him despite other stares. "Don't look at me like that. I mean, we studied together at home." That evening, Michael approached Lee about getting a driver's license. Lee questioned, "You don't even have a car. Why do you need a license?" Michael explained he simply wanted identification. At the government office, they discovered no records existed for Michael. Lee discussed it with her husband, deciding to legally make Michael part of their family. During the paperwork, Lee learned of Michael's tragic childhood through agency files. He'd never met his father, only learning from a principal that his father jumped off a bridge late one night. His mother, a drug addict, had over 10 children, but couldn't support them. Social services would need her consent. "No, Michael's a ward of the state. Just file in half. A judge approve it." You'd give him away without even telling his mother? As a mother herself, Lee couldn't accept this. She decided to visit Michael's birth mother. For the first time, she saw this woman looking so haggard and frail. When she learned the Tuohys wanted to adopt Mike, her words were filled with self-blame. "He's a runaway kid. If it falls to home, they send him back. He slipped out that night and came looking for me. No matter where I moved, He'd always find me. Will you take care of my boy? Would you like to see him? No, not like this. Not like this. Williams. His last name is Williams. Touched by Mrs. Tuohy's sincerity, she agreed to the adoption. Mrs. Tuohy tightly held her hand. True strength isn't about fighting or saving, but seeing someone's vulnerability and offering gentle support. With his mother's consent, the Tuohys formally asked Mike to join their family. Mike instinctively looked at Collins, then at SJ beside him. I always thought I already was. From then on, Mike had his first official ID. After getting his driver's license, his dad gave him a pickup truck, excitedly taking SJ for a ride. They had an accident at an intersection. Rushing to the scene, Mrs. Tuohy saw the crushed front end. While Mike was consumed with guilt, Michael, I'm Fine. Stay. Michael, go help. Stay. I'm so sorry. So sorry. However, SJ only had minor injuries. The paramedic told Mrs. Tuohy it was nothing short of a miracle. With that violent impact at airbag deployment, the boy should have been killed or severely injured. In that critical moment, someone must have held him tight. Mrs. Tuohy feels blessed by God's favor. It wasn't until she saw Mike's injured right arm that she suddenly realized, what happened to your arm? I stopped it. So there's no God? In fact, it was Mike who shielded his brother with his own body during that dangerous moment. However, this is also Mike's weakness. Although he has an extraordinary protective instinct, he is never willing to harm anyone. If he wants to succeed in football, he must overcome this weakness. But during training, he struggled to understand the coach's instructions. At that moment, Mrs. Tuohy approached him and asked, if someone wants to hurt themselves, would you stop them? And when you and SJ were in that car wreck, what did you do to the airbag? Stopped it. You stopped it. You stomped it. His team is your family. Michael, you have to protect them from those guys. Okay, Tony, here's your quarterback. All right, you protect his blind side. When you look at him, you think of me. How you got my back? How you have his? Okay, on the flump. Here is your tailback. When you look at him, you think of SJ and how you never let anyone or anything hurt him. Do you understand me? Are you gonna protect the family, Michael? Yes. Mom, good boy. And go have some fun. After being guided by Mrs. Tuohy, Mike quickly grew and improved, became a key player on the team. Soon he got his chance to play. But despite his brute strength, he struggled in the game due to lack of experience. Right from the start, he was outmaneuvered by opponents and couldn't defend against their attacks at all. Ooh, that's my boy, sorry Michael. Sorry, come on, seeing the score gap widen. The coach was anxious on the sidelines, and Mike looked like a child who'd done something wrong. He never found a way to turn things around. The opponent's father on the sidelines became increasingly arrogant and started shouting insults at Mike. However, this crossed Mrs. Tuohy's line. Checking that blue gums as high, crouch down. Yeah, you zip it, or I'll come up there and zip it for you. Just in the final play of the first half, Mike was knocked to the ground. The opponent also deliberately kicked him hard in the head. Hey, the coach protested, but the referee ignored him, so he finally couldn't stay seated. This young man plays for my team. My team, and I will defend him like he's my own son against you. Or any other redneck son of A. Bitch, no worry, coach, I got you. Bay. When the second half started, Mike seemed like a different person. He remembered the tactics from training with his teammates. Mrs. Tuohy's voice kept echoing in his ears. When the game started, Mike became like a ferocious beast, unstoppable. He got home, Michael gradually turned the score around and miraculously led the team to victory. Deliverance used scene number 74, well, that's my son, and the younger brother played a vital role. He recorded Mike's game footage and sent DVDs to top college programs. When coaches across America saw the footage, they grinned with delight, marveling at this heaven-sent talent. What did I tell you? I want him. I want him bad. The next day, coaches swarmed the practice field to witness Mike's skills firsthand. Think, we might see some drills. Perhaps I'll meet all the coaches, their superiors, promising full scholarships if Mike met academic requirements. Mrs. Tuohy fretted about Mike's future. Knowing his grades weren't college ready, she hired an elite tutor, and Mike's grades steadily improved. But graduation brought new challenges, as coaches flooded their home with offers, vying for his commitment. Though Mike had preferences, Mrs. Tuohy pushed for Ole Miss, believing it'd embrace him. Her alma mater choice held personal motives, hoping to see him shine there. Mike ultimately chose Ole Miss. But soon after, investigators from the Committee on Sports Equity confronted the Tuohy family and Mike. The investigator accused Mrs. Toohey of adopting Mike to secure his athletic talents for her alma mater, suggesting undisclosed benefits were funneled to vested interests. He declared the adoption wasn't charitable, but self-serving. As the investigator pressed harder, Mike's conviction wavered. They clothed you. They fed you. They paid for your private education. They bought you a car and paid for a tutor. All as part of a plan to ensure that you play football for the University of Mississippi. Mike was devastated. He confronted Mrs. Toohey. Was this all just to use me? Was any of it real? Mike stormed out as Mrs. Toohey questioned her motives. Had she overstepped by shaping Mike's future? She realized she'd never asked what Mike truly wanted, having made every decision for him. Mike returned to the projects, hoping to find his mother, but encountered a gang member who lured him into a drug den. Feigning concern while recruiting Mike for dangerous work, the thug cursed obscenely when he made lewd remarks about Collins. Mike demanded silence until the man flashed his pistol and then drive east to pay a visit. Your old Croker's mom and a sweet little dog. Mike fought back fiercely, overpowering his attackers, then froze at the horrific sight before him. This triggers painful childhood memories of separation from his mother. Mrs. Toohey remains worried all night, searching relentlessly until Michael's call finally comes. Michael Mama, seeing through his turmoil, preempts him, offering an apology first. I know I should have asked you this long ago. Michael, do you truly want to play football? What I mean is, do you actually enjoy it? I'm pretty good at it. Yes, you are. If you accept a football scholarship. We believe it should be Tennessee. And I promise, I'll be at every single game, cheering you on. Every single game. So, you want me to choose Tennessee? I want you to choose freely. This is your choice. Michael, your life belongs to you. What? If I wanted to flip birds to the whole world? Mrs. Toohey says lovingly. It's your choice. It's your life. Michael feels a weight lift. He contacts the investigator again, speaking his truth. All right, Michael, why choose Ole Miss? Because that's where my family attends school. And so the story concludes.